Welcome to the very first edition of the Indatrashpodcast Dumpster Dive, where we take a topic we want to talk about, this week being plants, and get into the nitty-gritty, asking all the hard-hitting questions. Today is obviously a sad day. My co-host, who's normally here, Mike, is currently lost at sea. But I've got a treat for you. I found the perfect person to take his place. Please welcome to the show my extremely intelligent friend, and frankly way too intelligent for this show, Emily, a real plantologist. Emily, what's up?
Just living life, playing with the plants. I'm happy to be here. I'm more than happy to talk about my plants and my butterflies.
Oh yeah, butterflies too. I forgot about that. Yeah. Right on. All right, cool. Cue the intro. All right, before we get into the actual meat and potatoes, or in this case, plants and potatoes, or plants are potatoes, before we get into the actual shit of the podcast, I'd like for you to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all those things. We are trying to grow, and we would really appreciate any help that you'd be willing to give us. All right, Emily, again, thank you for deciding to actually be on the show with me. I know it was short notice, but I appreciate you. So I just kind of want you to kind of explain to people who you are and how we know each other, and I don't know, just what's up. Well,
as you have already said, I'm Emily, but you call me M, which I love because my family does that. So I'm married
like a mom
to, huh?
You are like my mom.
I was just about to say, I'm married to the person you call Dad.
Yes.
His name is Michael. We live here in Central Florida in Lakeland, and I went to the University of Florida where my course of study was agricultural communication and education, which basically means that if there is an agricultural business, I would be good at helping them brand what they're doing, so anything with logos, coloring, and then also communicating how their product is better or different than what somebody might see at the grocery store or whatever. But I also have a minor in education, so I could teach ag classes if I wanted to, which I will.
That is perfect, though. You're here to teach. I'm here to learn. So I am so ready for this.
You better sharpen your pencil.
Oh, I mean, I don't have a pencil, but I do have this pair of tweezers that I will carve the shit into my skin.
Well, get a pencil, take some notes, and I better see some smoke coming off of that pencil and paper.
I'm just gonna type. I'll just type. I'm on a computer. we can use computers nowadays. You're on a computer too. Anyway, let's go ahead and basically get into the first question. All right, so the way this is going to work, guys, since this is a new thing, I basically just got a bunch of questions on this topic being plants, and Emily's going to go ahead and kind of answer them for us, and we'll go from there. Right, so the first question that everybody's wondering, because nobody knows, what are plants?
Well, they are anything from cacti to flowering plants to crop plants. And then
I was always taught you can't use the word plant. You can't use the word in its definition.
I mean, I've never heard that, but okay.
All right.
There are different types of these creatures in the world. Some of them grow in the soil. Some of them don't take soil at all, like air plants. I know I'm not supposed to use that word. But moss and lichen, there's all types of different living creatures.
What's a lichen? I don't even know what that is. I thought a lichen was a werewolf.
It's like a moss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that. Okay, so you mentioned moss. Is it true that moss only grows on the north side of a tree?
No. I mean, it is probably more dominant on the north side, but I'm thinking about the live oak tree that we have in our yard, and there's plenty of moss growing on the south side of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just remember that being like a thing. Like if you ever got lost in the woods, it was like, okay, you can, if it's a cloudy day or whatever, find the moss on the tree. That's north. But apparently that is just terrible advice
Yeah,
because you will just be wandering all over the fucking place.
I have heard that, but I don't find it to be true.
There's no truth to that at all.
Not from what I've noticed.
All right, people. Well, there you go. Now you know. Don't just trust everything that you hear on this show.
You know what? I'll take a picture of the tree I'm talking about and show you the south side of it so that you can see.
The moss?
Yes.
Okay. That's a deal. All right. For the next question, thank you for that wonderful explanation of what a plant actually is. Going a little deeper now, because I'm curious that other people also probably have this question. Can you definitively tell us the difference between a fruit and a vegetable?
I just innately know because I grew up with parents who did all types of gardening. My mom was really into more of the tropical type stuff, so elephant ears, orchids, ginger, and then my dad was always into growing fruits and vegetables. He was notorious for growing peppers. He loves peppers. He's done broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all different types of squash. So for me, it's just kind of, I grew up around it. But as far as putting a definition to it, I think, what have I heard? I think it's been said that fruits grow on a vine.
I don't know.
Something of that nature. I'm not real sure.
Yeah, that's it's kind of an interesting thing because, like, I remember people, like, sometimes, like, you'll talk about, like, tomatoes or some shit, and they'll be like, a tomato's a fruit. And it'd be like, that's a fucking vegetable if I've ever goddamn seen one.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, some people will, like, fight you to the end of the world claiming that it's a fucking fruit.
Yeah.
But I really don't know. I don't know. There was other things like that, too, I think. I think cucumbers were another one that they were like, it's actually a fruit. And I'm not really sure what, like, does it have to do with where their seeds are? Like, is it because their seeds are internal?
Again, I really am not sure on that. I'm a horrible agricultural educator.
Honestly, you're the best one I know.
Well,
so also probably the only one I know.
So what I'm thinking of here is, like, pumpkins grow on a vine.
Yeah.
They're considered a squash, and squash is a vegetable. So.
Oh. Okay.
But grapes.
So pumpkin's not a fruit?
Is it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I always thought a pumpkin was a fruit.
So I've known pumpkin to be a squash.
Okay, but are squashes vegetables or fruits? Yeah,
so I'm thinking of, like, yellow squash.
Right. No, I know. I'm picturing the ones that I see at, like, Halloween. But I genuinely always thought all of those were fruits. But I don't know. Or do fruits only grow from fruiting plants, like flowers?
So, hang on, let me think here.
I don't know. I'm about to throw in some fucking Google.
A cabbage is definitely a vegetable, and it doesn't flower.
Right. I actually found out that broccoli was like a fucking weird derivative of cabbage in some, like, weird way.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell is this? I found that out when I was doing research for this podcast.
Let me think. So if it flowers, is it a fruit? I guess I've never really thought about it in that manner. But in all fairness, I will say that the type of plants that I have been dealing with for the past, 2 or 3 years are basically like flowering perennials, because I want to attract butterflies to the yard, and I want them to lay their little eggs and have their caterpillars all over the place.
I was at a house the other day shooting it, and not like guns, but photography. And it was the backyard. The lady had butterflies everywhere, like this huge butterfly garden. And, like, it made me think of your backyard with all the butterflies. But I remember yours at the time was still growing the plants to, like, attract a lot of the butterflies, where hers already seemed like she's been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So she had, I don't think I've ever seen this many butterflies. It was like almost frightening with
Really?
how many bugs there were. Yeah, butterflies there were. To me, they're still kind of bugs, but there were a lot of them. Yeah, there were way too many.
Did
But
you
it was
have
really
them
cool.
in an enclosure?
They were enclosed, and well, some of them were enclosed. She had like a tarp thing, maybe not a tarp, but like a chicken wire kind of thing with like some plastic over it. And in there was a bunch of them, and then there were just a lot like around that also. So there were just a ton of them all over. I don't know what the hell she was growing. It smelled really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, it looked really cool. But I'm just afraid of bugs,
How did you
especially
meet
those.
this lady?
It's just through my job. Like I would just happen to go to her house, and she was selling it, but so all this stuff was just in her backyard. So she wasn't taking it with her. Like you can't really take the enclosure, right?
Yeah.
So it was just being left behind. All right, cool. Let's see what else you got. Okay, if plants could talk, which plant would be the sassiest?
Which plant would be the sassiest? Obviously, a prickly cactus.
Ooh, a prickly. I like that. That's a pretty solid answer.
Yeah.
A prickly
I think
cactus.
that it would say, "Stay the F away from me.
And that
I'm
is
going to stab you."
That's. I like the sassy hands. The sassy the hand spikes gesture.
It makes me think of this thing I saw. I think it was on Facebook like years ago where, and maybe you can attest to this. I think it was in Japan. It was in an Asian country where somebody was wearing like this jacket thing and it had pokies all over it. It was like a vest. And it was
I don't think
them
I saw this.
attempting to keep personal space on the train or the subway.
Are you serious? If that was in Japan, like that is gonna, and it's actually like sharp, that is gonna do some damage to some people because they pack you in those trains. Like, yeah, you don't get any personal space on there. So I like that the prickly cactus.
I do.
Can you eat cactuses?
Huh?
Can you eat cactuses or no?
So I'm thinking of peyote. That's considered a succulent or a cacti. They're in the desert, and
yeah, that's actually one of the other questions I had was like, what plants can I use to kind of go somewhere else mentally?
Yeah,
and peyote's that, right? Like that's the thing.
Peyote is that, and it's typically done by a shaman of some sort. It may be a Mexican shaman or a Native American shaman, and it's generally the indigenous people who live in the desert areas because that's where it's predominant. And then they kind of oversee your whole experience. But there's also, you've probably heard about this. If you're going through the desert, there's some cactus you can cut into and get water from it, so you don't.
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah. They like, but I don't know if this was true either though. But like, I heard that if you drink from those cactus, some of them give you like diarrhea. So like, it's kind of like the negative. Like, sure, you're gonna feel good while you're drinking the water, but all that water is coming out of you on the other end, and more. Yeah, so you should probably not do that. Again, I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. If you're that type of person who wants to get lost in the fucking desert and drink some cactus water, don't remember be like, oh my god, Indatrashpodcast said fucking don't drink cactus water, and then you just die.
Yeah.
You can do your own research.
Yeah,
I'm not here for you.
Another plant that I guess has some hallucinogenic properties is angel trumpet. Have you ever seen one of those?
No.
So most people use them.
Angel trumpet, please.
Yeah, so most people use them as a decorative small tree for their yard. It's ornamental. Mm-hmm. And the flower hangs from the tree and it looks like a trumpet just hanging there. And they come in different colors. There's yellow, white, pink. And I think there might even be purple ones too.
Oh, there's a fucking Pokemon that looks like this. I forgot what it was called. I just Googled it. Angel trumpet. Yeah, it's like, I see the yellow ones right now. Yeah, they're really pretty. I've seen these.
They are. They're really pretty. They're susceptible to what's called a tomato hornworm. They love them.
The worms love eating these?
So it's called a tomato hornworm, but it's more of a caterpillar. And when it goes into cocoon, it then emerges into some type of moth. I can't remember what kind, but they love it. And I
Yeah,
know
those things
that
are
because
not.
I used to have an angel trumpet tree, and I went out one day and it was ravaged by these hornworms.
Those
And it
piece
came
of
from a
shits.
guava tree that somebody gave me. It was very kind of them to give me the guava tree, but it also destroyed my angel trumpet. So I ended up cutting them in half with scissors.
The hornworms or the like?
Yeah, the hornworms. Yeah.
Well, Jesus, all right. that's kind of that's brutal. So I took a flamethrower.
If I had
I'm
one, I would have.
crazy. I actually saw a video that you just reminded me of. This person that was he had bees. He had like a honeybee honeycomb, right? And he was tending the bees, right? So he wanted those. But then they had these fucking hornets that would come in every once in a while and like fly around the bee's nest. So it was basically just a video of him hitting and killing these hornets with different objects. And yeah, one time he fucking he like grabbed it out of the air, a hornet with fucking chopsticks. Another time he fucking took a pair of scissors like you did with the hornworm and just cut it in half, like while it was, and this is while it's flying. But by far my favorite one was he took one of these like metal, like a metal mixing bowl like you would just use in the kitchen. He grabbed one of those and he just fucking wailed on this thing, and it was just like bong. Like, it's just this dumbest fucking noise. Anyway, you just made me think of that. Yours is way cooler. Killing these fucking things. They're really I'm looking at a photo of it now. The moth is kind of pretty. I mean, I don't really like these. I'm not a big butterfly or moth person. Like I don't know. Not really into them. They I don't know, they scare me.
Moths kind of, in some weird way, creep me out. And I think it's because my mom, when we were growing up, and maybe there's truth to this, I don't know, I haven't looked into it, but she always hated moths because she said if they got into your closet, they would chew holes into your clothes.
Oh, yeah. I actually heard that too. Isn't that why they put the moth ball or moth repellent, like, in the closets?
Probably.
Yeah, I remember, and actually in a lot of old people houses, when I go to, like, take photos, a lot of them will have, it's not necessarily mothballs, but they have bug repellents in their closets, like certain woods just hanging on the, like a fucking hanger, like literally just like a chunk of wood, but it's made to like repel the moths or whatever the fuck it's going on.
It's probably
But I actually believe it. Yeah, I think it was cedarwood. Now that you mention it, like I'm pretty sure it was cedarwood.
Yeah. So one bug that I hate a lot, and this directly relates to this plant talk we're having, cockroaches. I cannot stand a fucking cockroach. They make me ill. Just thinking about them brings nausea up into my chest.
And here in Florida, like they're pretty common, especially like when it rains. Like you'll get the water bugs, like the big ones. Like I've literally seen a water bug in my house like multiple times. Not the fucking little tiny roaches. I'm talking like the big ass mofos. But the thing is, like I think they only come in when it rains. Like that's the only time I've ever seen it.
So my most recent scare with cockroaches is, I think it was probably last year. I was pulling out this greenhouse that we had in our shed, and it's just the metal pipes that go together, and then there's this tarp that goes over it, and it's small. It's like probably 4x4 and 5 feet tall, and so I'm like, oh, I really need to get this out. I have some plants that I want to get started, and I was just adamant about getting it done. Well, I dragged the big box out, and as I'm cutting it open, I realized there's smaller boxes within that have like the little bungee cords to help hold the tarp down and everything. And of course the metal tubes are in there that go together. Well, I open the box and a giant cockroach comes running out of it. And I'm telling you, I don't care about snakes. They don't bother me. Just most things don't really bother me. Don't care about alligators. Things like that are totally fine. Frogs, cool. But a cockroach will freak me out. So, of course, Mike's in his workshop, and he's doing his thing. I freak out, I scream, I run away. He's laughing hysterically because I'm so scared. And so he goes over, and I'm like, hey, you have to shake everything out because I can't handle another cockroach coming out to attack me. Like, I'm just not built for this.
Yeah, to attack.
Yeah, they do. They're
Yeah.
gonna eat me. So he goes over, he shakes everything out, and he's like, all right, you're good to go. So I'm steadily going along, and then there's this smaller box that has, other parts in it, and I open it. A roach comes charging out of there, wanting to kill me. Lose my mind again, go running,
Has a
screaming
knife.
away. Lost my mind a second time. So he comes over, and he opens all the little boxes. He shakes everything out again. He's kicking stuff around on the ground. And he's like, okay, honey, I think you're good to go. I'm like, all right, I can do this in peace now. Nay, I say. So as I'm putting the fucking pipes together to build the structure of it, another giant cockroach comes running out.
Jesus.
A third wave of cockroach infantry came charging out to take my life. And again, I go running away, and Mike comes over, and he has on his little tennis shoes, And so he's trying to stomp on this cockroach. And the cockroach crawled up the back of his shoe and was trying to get in the heel of his shoe. And it was way too much for me to emotionally handle. So I started laughing hysterically and bawling my eyes out at the same time, because it is
your body didn't know how to react.
I just could not. I can't cope with it.
Yeah, that is rough.
It's horrible.
Yeah, that is pretty terrible. I
horrible.
feel bad for you. I have a roach story too. So when I was young, I was visiting a cousin of mine, and he had an apartment. It was in the Bronx. He had an apartment, and I left the Bronx when I was like 8, so I must have been like 7 or 8, somewhere around there. Anyway, at his apartment, and I remember it being in the like nighttime or whatever. I wake up and I'm like thirsty, so I go into the kitchen, and the lights are off. It's kind of just barely moonlit kind of light, just the ambient light from the outside or whatever. And I reach into the cabinet, I grab a water bottle, I pull it out, I just turn the faucet on, and I go and I fucking start chugging out of this water bottle.
No.
And all of a sudden I was like, man, this is some like fucking chunky ass water bottle. So I fucking put the water down, and I turn the light on. There are roaches everywhere, all over this fucking bottle. I was just drinking these things like I was putting them down. So I don't know how many roaches I drank, and they were the small ones, because this is the Bronx, and like those things are just inevitable, right? They're like fucking Thanos, just you can't get away. And so that's my roach story. Pretty disgusting, but it is what it is. What kid hasn't eaten roaches?
I have not.
I don't believe it.
To my knowledge, I have not eaten a roach. And I would like to share the story that instilled the fear of roaches in my life.
Okay, go for it.
So, once again, my mother, the saintly woman that she is,
yes.
I was probably 7 or 8, and my sister, who's only 11 months older, was like 8 or 9. And we went to the skating rink for the day, and we always had our own rollerblades and stuff to take. Because my mom is very adamant about like funguses and germs and stuff. Like, we were not sharing skates with other people. It just was not happening.
Yeah.
I was also a car rider. I didn't ride buses. But anyway.
Oh, you guys are some fancy Floridians.
Actually, I grew up really poor. I digress. But my mom was picking us up from the skating rink, and we were headed over to my aunt's house.
Yeah.
And so my sister Lacey and I, we could never agree on who would sit up front. And back in the day, like the car seat laws and stuff were not such a big deal. So she and I would sit in the front seat together with each other to prevent us from fist fighting it out, So we're sitting in the front seat. My sister was more towards the center console, and I was next to the door, and we had our skates on the floorboard right in front of us. And next thing we know, this giant cockroach, I've never seen one this big in my life before. It should be in a record book. But it came crawling out of her roller skate, and it got all the way up to like right here on her arm. And my mom looked over and saw it. And my mom is really afraid of roaches, and truly this is where it comes from, is her. So my mom looks over and she sees it, and at the time, my mom's always had long hair, but she had little bangs at this point in her life. She looks over and sees it, and she starts smacking the shit out of my sister, losing her mind. And we're on a busy highway, 98 South.
Yeah.
Mom is smacking the shit out of her driving down this busy road. She had to pull over on the easement, and the roach took flight, and all mayhem broke loose. I have never seen such drama in all my life and heard such screaming. It was.
Do you think that the roach was really that big, or was just that you were very young and small?
I think it was really big.
All right. Mystery solved.
It was like, I'm not even kidding you, like as long as my pinky.
That is kind of a big roach, honestly.
It was really big. And you know what? When they are on their backs and you can see their little legs.
Oh, it's disgusting. I fucking hate it.
Their little antenna going around? No.
Mm-mm. Yep. So I feel like an asshole because of this, but there was a wasp nest in my house in Chicago, like out there, and I had a wasp spray, and a wasp had gotten inside of my house, and he was like trying to fly out by the window, so I just sprayed him like when he was right there at the window, and I watched him die, and I was just watching him. And have you ever watched what one of those you ever watched a bee die or a fucking wasp die from that spray?
Yeah.
It fucking like traumatized me. I felt so bad for it. Cause like I genuinely felt bad. I was like, oh God.
Have you ever been stung by one?
I have. I gotten stung quite a few times actually. In my whole life, I've probably been stung 10 times.
And you still felt bad after that?
I felt bad because I was just watching it. Like I could have put it out of its misery and just crushed it, and just let it die like right quick. But I was just like watching it, this like nerve agent completely like fuck this thing up. But I don't know. I guess that made me feel really bad. And then I actually started watching other ways to kill wasps. Another way is brake cleaner. Apparently, you just spray brake cleaner into the fucking wasp nest, and the wasps just fucking start falling out of it. Like, this shit is crazy. Yeah, I really like watching the stuff on Instagram of like the wasps just being like wasp genocide.
Did you ever see the picture of my dear sweet husband after he got stung like on his temple by a wasp?
I think so. I think he sent me a picture of it, and his fucking half his head is like just huge, right?
Yeah, he looked like Quasimodo.
Yeah. All right, then I think we saw the same photo. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Hi, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not the man I married.
It's over. Oh, that's a good marriage based on love. Nothing shallow. All right, back to the plants. We've been talking about roaches and fucking bees. And all right, so here's a question I got. Why is it that the plants outside, they seem to, like, especially weeds, they seem to be able to grow in like the smallest amount of fucking like dry dirt in like in between two concrete slabs, right? And then like my dog can go and like piss on it, and it just is like, fuck yeah, give me that piss, right? But then my fucking plants on the inside, they're like, no, I can't have fucking tap water. It has to be like pasteurized dihydrogen monoxide at 22 Celsius.
Reverse osmosis water only.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, how come the plants inside are such little bitches, but the ones outside are like, fuck yeah, give me that pee.
I think the weeds you're talking about outside, they've been in Florida's natural environment forever. They've been here since the beginning of time, so they're adapted to everything.
Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
They've had to fight off different weed killers and pesticides and all this stuff, so there's this built resiliency to them where the plants you have inside, a lot of times they're from places that are not Florida. They may originate in the jungles of Brazil or something like that. They're just not built for life here.
Yeah, especially like, that's a good point. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like, you're taking a plant that could potentially be living in like a humid environment somewhere else, and I'm putting it inside of a dry house, like just next to my sink.
Mhm.
I'm like, survive.
Yeah, and a lot of them are very specific on how much light they want. Like they may want morning light that's shining through the window, but they don't want anything after 12 o'clock because it's like the sunshine is too much for them at that point.
Yeah, those plants are being too picky. They get what they get, and they'd be happy with it. That's how it works in my house.
Yeah.
But
So I have dabbled in the houseplant realm of things, and I have quite a few what I call patio plants. Most people would keep them inside on a windowsill or on, the dining table or whatever. I will say that I've had better luck with them being in the patio versus inside. And I don't know if it has something to do with the fresh air, the outside air, or what the deal is. But yeah, I've had better luck on the patio.
Does temperature matter to plants, or is it primarily just like how much sun they get?
So for some plants, temperature does matter. If you get a plant that is growing, it's maybe more like an understory plant. And what I mean by that is if it's in the forest, it's under the canopy of trees and maybe there's some ferns and different things growing and it's at the bottom. It's a cooler, damper place than what maybe you could provide it in your house, Right.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I was just very curious because, like, my plants just do not, like, I don't know. So, another thing with plants, it seems like as soon as somebody asks you, hey, can you take care of my plant for me? I'm going to be gone for, like, a week. The plant immediately is like, I'm just going to commit suicide, and I'm going to do everything in my power to just die.
Yeah.
Like, what is up with that? Like, I don't understand. Like, you just give a plant fucking water and you would think it'd be fine. But I give a plant water and it's like, I can't fucking handle this. And it just like, it literally just fucking ends itself.
So there is a study that I read recently, and I can't remember where I read it. But there was a study done where plants get to know their keepers, so the people who care for them.
Yeah.
And they can sense when a person is away, and they can sense when they're like physically coming back.
What the hell?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That's trippy. Yeah, that's like that. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and they say
I think you're
plants, right. Talking to your plants helps them grow, and
yeah. That was actually another question I had. Like, some people play music for their plants and shit like that, and they insist like certain music will, promote growth. Mm-hmm. And I remember I actually was listening to something about that whole topic, and I think the reason they were saying that the plants, it actually does promote growth, but they weren't sure why. Like, they think it was literally just because, like, the vibrations of the sound, like, just the music is, like, causing fucking little micro vibrations, and that promotes growth in some way. Which, to my idiot brain, it kind of makes sense. I'm like, oh, that sounds about right. I mean, same thing happens with bones. Like, if you fucking vibrate your bones, like, they kind of grow stronger, right? The more you beat them up a little bit. Not, like, breaking them, but just, a little bit of damage promotes growth. Same muscles, things like that, too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just kind of made sense to me, but, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't, I don't know. I don't really think about plants too often, so all this information is new stuff to me. What's the most poisonous plant?
I will get to that, but I wonder if the type of music you play for a plant matters. Like, if you're playing some heavy death metal shit that's like, real angry, is the plant going to be like, oh, I can't
extra poisonous.
And then if you play some like happy stuff like the Shins or something, it'll be like, all right,
here's a mango.
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't even know this was a mango plant. What was that?
That's Angus sleeping.
Oh. Not to embarrass you, but it sounded like
what did you think? I shit my pants?
It sounded like you fucking just were like, let it loose. I was like, damn, okay. She is comfortable.
He's sleeping. You can see him down there.
I see him, yeah. It was just the angle it was coming from. It was like, and everything just said that you were extremely comfortable right now. Respect.
I sharted.
Why do plants crave Brondo?
Crave Brondo?
Yeah, Brondo. It has what plants crave.
Oh yeah, Brondo. How could I forget? It has electrolytes in it.
Exactly. Welcome to Costco. I love you. That movie's so goddamn good. And for those of you wondering what the hell we're talking about, it's Idiocracy.
That movie is so good, and I love that they picked the shoes Crocs because I guess the director was like, people will never wear these ugly ass shoes, and now they're like everywhere.
Everywhere, exactly. That's actually like a little trivia thing. It's like, what brand of fucking shoes did he use? Because they would figure no one would ever use them. They're like, only idiots would use these. Oh god, fucking what was his name? President Camacho, right?
President Camacho, yep.
What was his full? I'm googling his full name. What was it?
Terry Crews.
President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Camacho. So good. Yeah, he's the best. Yeah. Yeah, so Brondo has what plants crave. Algae. Oh, I don't have a question for it. I just have a note. It says algae is not a plant.
So I have heard that, but I don't know what it is.
So from what I understand it to be, it's literally like an animal that photosynthesizes. So that's the only real relation it has to plants from, what I've looked up in the 5 minutes of research I did for this. It literally just has chlorophyll and uses that to photosynthesize, and that's how it makes food for itself.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, it's just an animal. Like, just has photosynthesis.
Have you ever heard of red tide here in Florida?
Red tide, is that an algae or is that just like the dead fish? I know it kills fish, right?
So it is. It's an algae bloom that happens in mostly the Gulf of Mexico. I'm not sure if it happens in the Atlantic, but the Gulf is more enclosed and it gets hotter because it's not as deep. And it gets hot in Florida, and they attribute a lot of the bloom as fertilizer runoff. So people are fertilizing their grass and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
and then it gets oversaturated and it runs out into the Gulf of Mexico, which gives it a huge influx of different nutrients.
Gulf of America.
Nitrogen. Huh?
Gulf of America.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gulf of America. Excuse me. Pardon.
That's it. You're forgiven.
So it runs off into the Gulf of America, and then it causes this massive bloom. It sucks the oxygen out of the water, and then it kills the fish.
I think a lot of things kind of will fucking poison the fish and shit like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen what is it called? Red tide? Is that what it's called? The red tide?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen. So it just washes up on the beach, and then what? Like, do people have to clean it up? Like, or just goes back out to just eventually just gets washed back out to sea?
Some of it does get washed onto shore. Some of it does stay out to sea where, obviously they're not going to collect it. But
right.
Some people have an allergic reaction to the red tide bloom, and it'll cause like a throat itch or a tickle or a cough, or for some people, I think it might activate some asthma symptoms. I have never experienced any symptoms from it, but I don't live on the coast.
That's fair enough. That is fair. I've never. You just taught me about it. I have no idea anything about that. So you avoided my question last time. You said you would answer it, but you didn't finish.
Oh,
it.
yes. The most poisonous plant.
Yes.
Well, going back to the angel trumpet, some people use it. They'll like brew it in a tea, or like maybe they lick the leaf or lick the flower itself or something. I have never done that because I don't need to go on a trip. Things are crazy enough for me as it is, but I have heard that some of the angel trumpet flowers are poisonous and can kill people. And I know that there's a tree. It's got spikes on it, and there's one down at the Edison estate down in Fort Myers. I don't remember the name of the tree, but if you lean against it and touch those spikes on it, it can poison you and cause some pretty serious problems.
That does not sound fun at all. I know there's a poisonous garden somewhere in like the UK. They have basically like every type of fucking poisonous plant in this one garden. It's like I think it's literally called like Death's Garden or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think you have to have like you have to go like with the guide, and he like tells you and like doesn't let you go near anything kind of deal.
Yeah, you probably have to sign a waiver and all kinds of stuff. Because, I mean, if you accidentally fall and a leaf
R.I.P.
gets into your eyeball, what are you going to do?
A fucking one of these poisonous trumpets goes up your butthole. Like, what happens? That's how you start fucking just bleeding from your eyes and ears and shit. Poop starts shooting out your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, so a plant that's common in Florida that has some toxic properties to it is called an oleander. Meth consumed by Cumby critters.
Yep. Sold at Cumberland Farms.
Back to oleanders.
Sorry.
So oleanders are they're pretty common here in Florida. There was a Dateline episode that I watched. Love Dateline, love a good whodunit. There was this lady, I think she was in South Florida somewhere.
I just to cut you off, what is with girls and loving the fucking murder mystery whodunits shit? Like, I just never could get into them really, but something about females and that shit, they love whodunits. Like, every single girl I've known just is obsessed. So
I think for a lot of us, we enjoy puzzles and we love solving things, and naturally a lot of us are really nosy. Like, somebody can tell me, hey, Bobby Joe did this to me, and I'll be like, oh, what's Bobby Joe's last name? I don't know Bobby Joe's last name. I will find that motherfucker. I will hunt you down. So it's like that innate nosiness. We just gotta know. But also, I think part of it at the core.
So you get ideas on how to do things and get away with it.
That it could be that too. Yes. There's some creative thinking involved with it. But I think also it's like women, we're not as strong as men. Generally speaking, there are women out there who can handle any situation. But I think a lot of us really want to know the signs of a psychopath or a sociopath. So when we're grocery shopping, we can be like, that's a murder. I'm not getting my apples today.
I guess that's fair. All right, back to oleander. Thank you for that that explanation.
But oleanders, yes. So it's a beautiful.
I like how you tie that all back to apples. By the way, that was a perfect transition. But go ahead, back to the plants. Oleander.
So oleanders are pretty common. They grow almost anywhere in Florida. And there was this lady in South Florida. She was on a Dateline episode. She had taken some oleander leaves, and brewed it in her husband's tea. And she ended up poisoning him that way. And
did she do that on purpose?
Yeah, she did it on purpose. It was on Dateline.
Oh, okay.
There's no coincidences on Dateline, okay?
Oh, okay. That'd be so bad. It's like, and she put it in the tea, but it was a complete accident and everybody is fine.
No, he ended up dying. And they could not figure out how it happened. Like, they knew that the wife was involved somehow. They knew that she had done something, but they couldn't figure it out. And a lot of time had passed, and they're just trying to figure out, like, how do we figure out what this lady did? And there was a toxicology report. They knew that there was a poison, but they just couldn't, like, pinpoint what it was. The police ended up doing one more interview with her, and she gave herself away. She said, it's real possible there are these plants that grow, like, in the medians here in Florida, and maybe that plant had something to do with it. I really don't know. She
Why did she
herself.
say that? What a fucking idiot.
If she wouldn't have said that, they would have never figured it out.
Well, I guess it's good that she gave herself away, but it's still really stupid.
Yeah.
Like really, really dumb.
Yep.
There was you just reminded me. I was watching a show. It was called like Curious Case of, and something similar like happened. Like basically, she murdered her husband, and instead of getting rid of everything involved with murdering her husband, she like left it in the refrigerator, and it was fucking insulin. So she left insulin in. Yeah, she killed her husband with basically insulin. She fucking injected it into him, and his blood sugar dropped to like fucking 30 or something, and he just went into a coma and died.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah. So basically, they were like investigating her house and the fucking ripping everything apart, and they found the insulin in the fridge. And I was like, what a dumb fuck. Like, why would you just leave that in there after you just murdered somebody with it? Like, people throw their fucking guns and shit into, like, rivers, like, you know, fucking states away to hide their shit. And this person's like, I'll just put it back in the fridge.
Yeah. It'll be fine here. This is safe.
We're good. Yeah.
It's like when you poison the biscuits with antifreeze, you should probably get rid of the antifreeze.
Exactly. It's so stupid. But, yeah. And people are like, oh, technology's so good nowadays. Like, they can find you with anything. Like, these people are just giving it up. Like, just fucking throwing themselves under the bus. If I was gonna kill someone, this is how I would do it. Like, I would take a fucking ice, what is it called? An icicle? Like, from your fucking house? And I would just stab someone with it, right? Because then, there's no murder weapon, technically. It just fucking melts, right? So that would be a really good, I think would be a great murder weapon. But, I mean, that's as far as I've thought about it. I haven't really haven't really thought about it much past that. Like, I don't know. What else would you need? You tell me. What else would I need to kill somebody besides just the weapon?
So I actually haven't thought deeply about killing anybody. That's not really.
But if I had,
well, here's a little funny story for you. So for those of you fine folks tuning in, Nicholas Ramos and I were in the Navy together. And we used to like eat lunch in the mess decks, the kitchen, all the time together and stuff, the dining room. And so anyway, there was a newcomer on the ship who was in the same working division that I was. He and I were talking about murder mysteries and the different ways people have tried to get away with murder. And he was talking about how he had seen an episode of something where the person got away with murder because what they did was they took the remains and they dismembered the person.
Nice.
They shoved the body in a bunch of concrete.
Classic.
Yeah, they put it in a bunch of different concrete blocks and stuff, and then they took rebar. And they, as the concrete was drying, they put rebar in it, and they took it and dumped it into a lake, so it made like a structure in the lake that looked pretty natural. People go out to lakes and put Christmas trees in there because fish like to congregate around it and stuff. But we were having this conversation about people getting away with murder. Somebody overheard it and reported to the ship's MA that they thought we were convoluting on murdering somebody.
Somebody ratted you out to the fucking pigs.
A shit pig.
What fucking punk ass bitches. Yeah, no, that's some bullshit though. Like, they actually ratted you out. Like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. So I was
Did you kill them?
Questioned about it, and then so was this person who we were talking about murder mysteries with, and I was very angry about it, but I've changed since then.
That's good. That's called growth.
It is. It's because of gardening.
That's it. Now you care about butterflies and fucking
flowers.
Whatever. Yeah, your flowers. Well, I don't have any more questions. Let's see. Do I have another question? Oh, the last one. So looking at me, right, you can tell I'm not a big fan of salads. But thank you for agreeing, what are the best salad plants?
Ooh, I have been on a very big salad kick lately.
Me too.
It's because
believe it or not.
Huh?
I said me too, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. I actually really like salads a lot.
So,
but I also like other foods that are not salads. That's the problem.
I realized that I needed to partake in what I call light keto, where I'm like
Okay.
90% keto. And I'm a person who naturally enjoys vegetables and salads and stuff. So what I have been throwing in my salads is I will do a spring mix. So there's like some arugula in there, some spinach, and
Yep.
some other healthy lettuces, because iceberg lettuce doesn't have much nutrition at all. It's like water in a leaf form. And it's kind of
That's fair.
flavorless.
Yeah, I would say iceberg lettuce. Only thing I like iceberg lettuce on, honestly, is like hamburgers.
Yeah.
Like something about an iceberg is because it's crunchy and like kind of thick and has a little burst of like liquid in it. Like it's fucking good.
Yeah.
But
I like to throw in some sliced up sweet peppers with it, feta cheese, Clamato olives, carrots, and I like to throw either some balsamic vinaigrette on it or some olive oil vinaigrette.
Nice. Vinaigrettes. I'm a big fan of vinaigrettes, period.
Mm-hmm.
I like raspberry vinaigrette. That's pretty much one of my like go-to staples. And then balsamic. Those are like my two. Always kind of fucking. They're always in my fridge. Keep those stocked.
Yeah, and I like vinaigrette like on chicken and stuff too.
Nice. I actually didn't even think about putting that on any type of meats, but probably be pretty good.
Yeah, not as a marinade per se. I like it when I'm eating like a chicken breast with a salad. I will put like my chunked up chicken into the balsamic that's left in the bottom of my salad bowl and eat it that way. But I'm a person who loves vinegar. I like pickled things.
I love fucking vinegar too. Like so I don't know about pickling everything because I've really only ever eaten pickled pickles. So
pickled cucumbers?
Yeah. So pickles. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really had pickled anything else. Maybe pickled a pickled radish? Maybe. I'm not sure. It's like pink, huh?
Yeah, a pickled beet.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is. But I've had it with like sushi or like rice, and like I don't know, it's like an Asian thing. It's really good.
Have you ever had a pickled egg?
No, that sounds fucking horrible.
They're really good.
I mean, a lot of people really enjoy them, and I mean, everybody can't be wrong. But it just sounds to me that it just doesn't tickle my fancy too much. At least the thought of it.
I like to pickle eggs.
But you know what? You introduced me to boiled peanuts also, which also doesn't sound too appetizing, but is fucking delicious.
They're wonderful.
So I might have to take you up on a pickled egg.
So you know that I used to have chickens, and I had so many eggs at one point that I didn't really know what to do with all of them. So I got into pickling eggs, and I came up with this recipe. It's pretty good. Actually, it's really good. I like it a lot. So it's the pickled egg, but I throw in andouille sausage with it, different peppers, some onions, some bay leaves, just lots of different seasonings with it so that you can eat your pickled egg with like a chunk of sausage with it.
Oh, that sounds
and
awesome.
The people who ate my Cajun pickled eggs fucking loved them. They were a big hit.
Okay. All right. So at some point or another, I'm going to have to try this pickled egg / andouille sausage mixture of yours. Because a lot of the things you make actually are really good.
I try.
So, yeah, you're pretty good in the kitchen. So, not to finish this on a sexist remark like that. But you are fucking a bomb ass in the kitchen. Now go play with your plants and make some food, woman.
Do you want mom to make you a sandwich, honey?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I would like to share that I'm quite embarrassed that I didn't know about the difference between fruits and vegetables earlier. Because
one of them is in a coma and the other one's gay. There you go. Problem solved. Mystery over.
Well, I used to like fruit and vegetable garden all the time. And when I was pickling eggs, I had my own carrots and I grew my own onions and I had a bay leaf tree and I had all these things.
Do you want to find out the real answer? I can ask ChatGPT.
Yes, I do.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? Just to fucking get this going, let's log back in. The primary difference between vegetable and fruit comes down to their botanical definitions and culinary uses. Botanical definition: A fruit, in botanical terms, a fruit is the mature ovary of a flowering plant, typically containing seeds. Fruits develop from the fertilized flower of a plant and serve to spread the plant's seeds. Examples include apples, oranges, tomatoes, cucumbers, and pumpkins. What the fucking chances?
Corrected. I have been living my life thinking pumpkins were a squash.
Your life is a lie.
Yeah.
That's it. A vegetable are any other edible part of a plant, such as the roots, stems, leaves, or flowers. Examples include carrots, which is a root, spinach, leaves, or broccoli, flower. There you go. And they have a culinary definition too, which is basically a fruit is sweet or sour and eaten as a snack or dessert. Vegetables tend to have a more savory flavor, cooked in dishes like soups or salads or stir. Well, the thing with salads, I don't like including foods in salads because you can put anything into a salad. If you cut up pizza into small enough pieces and put it in a bowl, you can say it's pizza salad, like legit. So I don't count that as a thing. And it says, in short, botanically, a fruit is part of the plant that contains seeds and comes from the flower, while a vegetable refers to other edible plant parts. Culinarily, fruits are sweet and vegetables are savory. That's about it.
So I guess that's where the confusion comes with the tomatoes, because it's not like you're going to sit down to a nice tomato dessert.
That's a very good point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't dip a tomato in chocolate.
Yeah, and like you put tomatoes in stews and soups and tomato soup, for God's sake.
Yeah, tomato soup is really good. What's your favorite soup? What's your favorite soup?
Ooh, I love butternut squash soup. That's a really good one. But you know what? There is this Spanish bean soup at a place here in Lakeland called Sandwich Factory. Big shout out to them. They probably won't mind me saying this.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to be flooded with people from our podcast just going over. Like, all 3 people are going to watch.
If you are anywhere in Polk County, Florida, Central Florida, you have to go to the Sandwich Factory and get their Spanish bean soup, because you will never, it's a life-changing experience. You'll never.
But you have to like beans. You have to be a bean fan.
Yes.
A legume fan.
Yeah, legumes.
Is it legume or legume? Legume?
I call it a legume.
Yeah, me too. Legume. Okay, we'll just stick with legumes. But and a peanut is a legume. Yeah. Polk County.
Polk County.
Polk County. Respect. All right. So that's basically all we really have. Do you have anything that you've been enjoying this week? This is usually how I like to end it. Just ask like something you've been enjoying this week that you want to share with the audience. So maybe they can enjoy it too.
So obviously gardening has been at the top of my list. When Michael was home from his last flight duty tour, I made him plant me a rose garden. So it's double knockout roses. And I chose those roses because they are very resistant to disease and downy mildew and things like that, which is important in Florida because it's very soggy here. And then I did some companion planting with it. So I planted some lavender with it. And what that does is it helps keep certain pests and parasites away from your roses. So I've been enjoying that a lot. And then spring is now coming back upon us. Not fully. I mean, it's still been a little bit chilly here and there. But the butterfly garden is
because of the goddamn groundhog.
I know. Yeah. Thanks, Pugsatawny Phil.
Is that really his name?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. I didn't know he had a name. It just sounded like you just insulted someone.
He's a loser.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah.
Say his full name.
Fuck off, Philip. But yeah, the butterfly garden is coming back in. So I have some monarch caterpillars. I have Gulf fritillary caterpillars. Some zebra longwing caterpillars. But yeah, this past winter, I grew some dill, like you would use dill for a dip or put it in your dill pickles.
I remember, I think I was, you made me smell some last time I was at your place.
No, like I made you smell
was
rue.
Was that dill? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's rue.
Gotcha.
But the dill that I was growing in the wintertime hosted a bunch of swallowtail butterfly caterpillars. So, yeah, been enjoying that. And obviously the dogs. That's kind of my life as a housewife. I am not gainfully employed, so.
That means pay her. Send me donations. I will send them to her.
Pay me in earthworm castings, really good soil, and maybe
pottery clay.
Yeah.
That works. All of those things. She accepts all of those. So for me, I just want to say that I've had a really rough month. So talking about plants and life, just in general, was a nice change of pace from all the fucking death and darkness that's been around me. Like this last month, it has been a really, really bad month in terms of like just relationships of mine just going fucking south, or fucking like just with people I know, and just family members and friends fucking like literally dying. So yeah, just is nice to have a change of pace, to actually like laugh and have a good time chatting with you about plants and all the good things about it. And then we threw some murder stuff in there as well. But that's all good.
Well, I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
I call my rose garden the Gothic rose garden because there's gargoyles in there. And I have this little concrete skull.
That sounds amazing. Very nice, very nice. Well, Emily, I really do appreciate you coming on. It was a lot of fun. You're always welcome, even when we're not talking about plants. If you ever just want to come back on, you're a fantastic co-host. So thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm sorry you have been going through the shit, and you know that I'm always available. So are my wonderful therapy dogs, the allergic dumb one and the blind diabetic one, and your father and I are here for you, honey.
Oh, thank you, Mom. I genuinely appreciate you. And for everybody out there, if you really had a good time with us, we would appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, comment, share. All those things really do help us out. If you want to see more of us, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram. And if you just want to hear the audio version, you can always just find us on Spotify. And I didn't really write any more of an outro, so peace.
Bye now.
You could say, there you go.
Audio Jungle.